Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs now under fire from a high-profile actor. Our lovable Doc, grumpy, happy, bashful, sleepy, sneezy, and dopey no longer acceptable in our new world. Star actor Peter Dinklage has now called out Disney for including the characters in its plans for a live-action remake of the film, which will feature West Side Story actor Rachel Zegler, who is Latina in the title role. Dinklage, who has a type of dwarfism called achondroplasia, made those comments during Monday's episode of the WTF podcast with Mark Maron. Yesterday, Disney responded to Dinklage's harsh comments. Spokesperson told The Hollywood Reporter, quote, "To avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film, we're taking a different approach with these 7 characters and have been consulting with members of the dwarfism community." I'll admit that I had never thought of it before, but the portrayal of 7 men living in a self-isolation in a cave might be troubling for a community that has been historically discriminated against, as people with dwarfism have been. But on the other hand, we're talking about a fairy tale. Animals can talk, they're magic mirrors and fairies. So while I am sympathetic to the cause and the comments, I wonder, where do we draw the line? I worry when we start taking fairy tales literally, that we head down a dangerous road. Beauty and the Beast denigrates someone based on looks. Ogres are often the villains in fairy tales. So will people with gigantism say that it's a disturbing portrayal for them? I just don't know. But joining me now to enlighten me is Michelle Kraus, Public Relations Director for Little People for America. Michelle, thank you very much for coming on the show. I appreciate it. So should I be worried about the future of fairy tales?
I don't think you should be worried, Dan. Thank you so much for having me. I think, this is a tale that is really antiquated. And when we're living at a time when communities and with dwarfism, communities with disabilities are being unevenly portrayed, I think, we have to take a stand and demand fair and accurate representation. And as you say, 7 men living in a cave singing hi ho, and being named different adjectives based on feelings, is just, it couldn't be further from being accurate.
So what do you make of my point before that about these being sort of fairy tales, right? Things are made up, it's invented. These aren't real life, right? Where animals talk, etc. And so consequently, we should sort of let a fairy tale be a fairy tale and not be so literal. What do you make of that?
Again, I feel like if there was enough education, enough references of people with dwarfism in the mainstream community, I would say, great, that's a completely different reference point. It's a different story. It's not about a human experience. But to tell you the truth, the 7 Dwarfs is not magical. It's not a fairy tale. It is a fairy tale, but it's not like these characters have magical powers or mythical likeness. They are being portrayed as 7 men, just like you said, and that can be easily, especially by children, easily associated with the person with dwarfism. Oh, that person on the street has dwarfism. Are they one of the 7 dwarves? And so we're not people that are only here for entertainment value. And we just, again, are asking for more balanced roles and portrayals where we are just people, who work, who have families, who have relationships, who have particular skills, not magical, not mythical.
And who advocate very eloquently for causes. Michelle Kraus, thank you very much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.